Y'all Sports Media Wednesday Sports Talk Show, hosted by Edward Hall and his wonderful, smart, intelligent, good looking, anything you want to say, incredibly intelligent co host, Mark Gregory. I'm here, and Edward again is going through his I guess his stage fright thing. It'll take him about 10 minutes before he can start talking. He's got to warm himself up to it. So maybe if the audience, maybe we could give him all the love that we can give him to encourage him to start talking. And don't be scared. The one thing you can't be is scared in life. You got, though, if you want something, you got to take it, Edward. You got to take it.
Listen, there's no part of me that gets scared.
So are you back with us?
I'm the one that has to do all the work while I don't know what you're doing.
That is your story.
Most time just rambling on. Well, we got our first comment from Robert Daniels. He says, Eddie, what's up, big man? Getting the show underway. Rob is good getting to come down here and see in these, couple weeks. And I know you've got to be getting excited also because basketball's kicking off, football's running. So, you can't really say nothing about Pineville without having to mention Robert Daniels. Because if anybody eats, sleeps, and breathes Pineville, it is for sure Rob. And he's passionate about every sport that Pineville has to offer, and you love seeing that. You love seeing that kind of passion, Mark.
I have all kinds of passion.
The only type of passion you have is for food.
I have passion for everything. Passion for the cough drop.
Well, if you would go by and see Dave Bryant at Bryant Family Medicine, they would help you have to not worry about the lay cough drop because they would lay fix you up. So for everybody else, go by and see Dave Bryant at the Bryant Family Medicine. And maybe, if you've got the never-ending hacks like Mark does and won't make that short drive to them, maybe they can fix you up. But also, while Mark's messing around with lay cough drops, he can spend some of that lay money he's got and go buy his better-looking brother a new home. So if you're in the market looking to buy, sell, anything like that, feel free to go give Heather Martinez a I have no idea what you just done, Mark.
You kicked me off the stage.
That's your story.
You kicked me out. There it goes again. It's everywhere.
I don't know what you're doing, but you're going to have to settle down, Mark. Settle down.
My hands are right here, and the thing's going everywhere. That music's got to go. That music before the show has got to go. Robert, I know you're listening to this. Please help me out and tell Edward that music has got to go. And every time I listen to that music, I think of Edward running in a field of flowers, jumping up and down and skipping. And it's a thought that stays on my head for 3 days. And it's hard to erase it off.
Well, that's a great thought for you, Mark.
Hopefully, this is a comment helping me out. See, Robert seemed to even hear the music. Why don't you play that introduction music for Robert and see what he thinks about it? Of course, he had to play the whole 25 seconds of it. Now I'm thinking of now he's got a little fishing pole, like running through the field of flowers, little cane pole, skipping along with the sunny background. Yeah, I'm all mixed up now. Robert, help me out. Tell him that music has got to go. Oh, maybe this is a comment. Okay, there you go, Edward. Now you can read that.
Well, I'd love to definitely do Enter the Sandman, but I'm about 100% sure they would copyright me right at the gate. So, I'd love to do that.
That's his story, Rob. That's his story. But I don't know what he's doing. He's got on the Texans, so um, but they are a great show lined up. And I believe he was trying to show it there a minute ago before the music. We got Braxton Saylor from Knox Central and Kennedy Smith from Middlesboro. And tell you, great show, great lineup. But Edward always puts together a good show.
Well, Mark, you ready to bring on our first guest?
Hey, if I'm taking if I saw that right, said Triple H. Oh,
Yeah.
that would be pretty cool. Time to play the game, and then you come in your introduction and you're drinking that water and you put it in your mouth and you spit it all over the place. Now that would be an introduction. And then Ryan comes in, woo, no,
No.
no, no.
Listen, I don't know what Mark was just talking about there. I'm sorry you had to deal with that for back there. But Braxton, first off, I want to thank you for taking your time to come on.
Thank y'all for inviting me to it.
So before I turn you over to Mark, I do got to ask you. I want to get your thoughts on how your season's shaping up so far.
Well, we're getting better as it goes. We're started off we're 3-4 right now, which a lot of games that we played that we lost, it came down mostly just not really playing to our full potential like we can. And like we played Whitley County the first game of the season, it just came down. It was a dogfight from start to finish. So, and then we traveled to Martin County. That was a 42-41, 42-41. They beat us in overtime. So, I mean, most of the games we lost, they've been dogfights. So, but I feel like the next 3 games we got to end off our regular season will be good. We're moving a lot better than we have been.
Absolutely. But Mark, the floor is yours.
Braxton, before we had a pretty big guest on our Sunday show. Before we start this, I gotta ask you, how tall, how big of a filler are you? Because I've seen the picture, seen you out there. You're a pretty big sized guy.
Well, be honest with you, it varies. Sometimes I'll be measured at 6'1", sometimes 6'2". Uh, I like to go in the middle, 6'1.5", and I'm about 290.
I don't know what they're feeding these student athletes these days, but Braxton, I wouldn't hit you with a ball bat. I just get out of the way. But one thing I did find out that was really really interesting to me, you did a lot of travel,
Yeah.
and just talk a little bit about that and about some of the places you've been and what you did at these places. Really, really interesting story behind that.
Well, uh, the first thing I ever done traveling wise was Kentucky regulators. I was at home. Actually, I was about to go deer hunting, and my mom come in and said that they wanted me to come up in Canton, Ohio, and play at the Hall of Fame fields. So that was 11 years old. I'm pretty sure. Uh, I played up on 13U, So that was a good experience. It was fun. And then we got into OD All American, which that is it travels all over the place. They play on NFL fields. I played on Dallas Cowboys field, Jaguars, and Tennessee Titans. Which I'm a Cowboys fan, so Dallas was my favorite one. But I got coached by NFL players, NFL coaches. It's really helped me with technique and actually being able to put up more competition than a lot of other people. Um, and then I've done Battle of the Regions, which is in Kentucky, so that was fun. And Kentucky Future Stars was probably one of the better ones. It really helped me go against better competition in the state of Kentucky, figure out what I can really do and everything.
That's just awesome. I mean, being able to play at all these stadiums and stuff. And we got a comment here, and I have to agree. Coach Daniels he's throwing the truth bombs out. But Edward, you want to read that one?
Yep. So Robert Daniels says, Braxton, I think Mark is very jealous. He can't rock a mullet like you do. He barely has any hair left, bub.
Well, I absolutely had a mullet back in the day, though. I'm a mullet man. Even my youngest kids got a mullet. I'm so jealous. Now, if I had the hair, I would absolutely rock the mullet. I love the hair, Braxton. I mean,
Thank you, sir.
so are you as proud of that hair as I am for you?
Oh yeah, and it makes it even better that it's natural. So
I got to ask you an 80s thing. No, back in the 80s, I never left home without my comb in the back pocket. Did you bring the comb or the brush with you?
no, I don't.
Uh-oh. We got another comment here. Go ahead and put it up there, Edward. I think we hit it. Oh, yes, he is. But all the stadiums that you played in, um, which one? I mean, they'd all be awesome. I mean, but which one did you like the best, and why did you like it the best?
Well, my favorite one was Dallas Cowboy Stadium. It's my favorite team in NFL, and it was just a really nice experience to be able to experience the like being in the stadium and actually on the field being able to play. And the locker rooms was nice. The big jumbotron they had it on.
Oh,
So it was awesome.
and let me think. The jumbotron is nearly almost the size of the field. Am I correct there?
Yeah.
I can imagine just seeing that my plain eyes. Because when I see it on TV, I'm like, that is the most. I can imagine how that would be. Correct me if I'm wrong. You might even be having another trip to California here in a month or so.
I did get invited to it, but just have to wait and see how it goes.
Yeah, he had. Can I go ahead and tell the audience?
Yeah.
Um, had the chance to go to Inglewood, I believe, California. So I mean, this young man's been around the country, and doing the things that you do, in these stadiums and stuff like that. How's that bettered you as a player?
Well, it's really helped me a lot with just everything in general. My run blocking, pass blocking, everything like that. It's I've played like traveling with the OD All American and the Future Stars and stuff. It's put me against better competition, and it's just made me better as a all around player. So it's really helped me in the long run with it because being coached by the experience of them, it was phenomenal.
Yeah, no, again, I had to keep rehabbing on it. That would be awesome. I mean, so I'm sure that you played at the best of the best stadiums in the country. So I'm sure that anywhere you go, you're not gonna be bright eyed with it. You've been there and done it. So um, let me phrase back to the high school stadiums. Name me a high school stadium that you like to play in particular. One you might even like to play in.
I'll be honest with you. Our honestly, the one stadium I like to play in is probably Bell County because of the atmosphere there. It's it's in the mountains, it's a good atmosphere. Their fans are rocking, our fans are rocking. It's just great all around.
So, I'm guessing by you saying Bill Cow, that shows me that you're probably a cold weather guy, ain't you?
Yeah, I don't like playing in the heat, but I do it because I got to. So
Um, Edward, I'm gonna let you read this comment, and I'm gonna let you take over the question. Me, this Knight's gonna have it out. This Knight's hit me in the eye, hit me in the ear, and everything else, but it will not leave me alone here.
So Robert Daniels says, boys, I'm going to go, but Braxton is a great young man and has a heck of a support system behind him.
Absolutely.
His dad and mom push him, and that's what you got to have. Keep grinding, Braxton.
Yep.
So I got to ask you, you said you got to step out on your favorite NFL teams and got to play in their stadium. So I got to ask you, how was like the emotions and the adrenaline and all that the moment you stepped out onto their football field?
I had a lot of excitement. Was ready to go. Was a little bit nervous because, the team we played against never played them, never seen how they practice or anything. But most of the time when I go out on the field, as soon as I get that first hit in, I'm fine. It's ball game. So just a lot of excitement. So yeah.
So is it just me, or do you think it's everybody? That first hit, I always wanted to get hit out of the way, so that way I'm just ready to go full speed.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people is like that because, how I see it is, especially being an offensive lineman, once you get that first hit, you can figure out how your defensive line plays. You can figure out if they're aggressive or are they more sit back and just play their gaps. So it really helps to figure out how they play and how the game's going to go further on.
So I got to ask you, being a lineman, how many people have you had that's been lined up in front of you and decide that instead of trying to run at you, they want to go around you, just say, no, I'm not coming at this guy?
Well, actually, this season I've not really had anybody like that, but Macquarie Central was probably one. They used a lot of speed, so. But everyone I played against, they've been physical. So, yeah.
So that leads me to my next question, and this is probably one of my favorite questions I ask. Are you a guy that likes lining up against a more physical team up front, or do you like the more explosive speed teams?
Me personally, I like the more aggressive side because, most of the time, if they are firing off the ball fast and everything, I can get locked in on them and just drive them out. So it makes my job easier, but at the same time, it's still giving me it's good work.
So, you talking about how your team started out and how they are right now. Your final three games looks like they're against Clay County, Rockcastle, and Williamsburg. So I got to get your thoughts on that final 3-game stretch.
Well, we have put in a really good game plan for this week against Clay. I've watched film I don't know how long I've watched film for how many hours, but I've figured out their defensive line. Their defensive line's quick, so they'll be a quick up front. They run a 4-front, so they have one quick player on one side of the defensive tackle spot, and then they have a bigger kid, which he plays both ways. But I just had to really wait and see on that. Now, Rockcastle, I've watched a little bit on them, and they kind of play the same play style as they did last year, which they bring most of their players, but they cut with their D line and then flow with their linebackers. Williamsburg, we don't have anything on them right now. We didn't play them last year. We played them my freshman year, and we beat them at the South Laurel Bowl thing that they host down there. So I'll have to get on film and watch Williamsburg once they get that posted.
I actually
So
remember that game at South Florida.
yeah,
I
I
think
ain't
we was at that
mistaken.
game.
It was pouring down the rain that
Yeah.
game.
We came back that Saturday and played, and it was
Yep.
super hot.
Yeah, that was probably like one of the longest rain delays I think I'd ever sat through.
Yeah.
But that leads me to my next question because I heard you talking about weather and stuff. So do you like it when it's like mist and rain out there? Do you like it when it's heavy raining, or you just like a more cold? Let's just keep it like that.
I I like it when it's not like super cold where it's freezing outside, but I like a good fall temperature at like as it's going into the weather right now. Uh Misting don't really bother me as much, but heavy rain it does make it difficult to be able to get the snap off. But we've not really played in heavy rain all of my high school season, but mostly cold weather as I like more.
So I am going to have to ask you a little bit about playing the travel ball. Because see, back in my day, we really didn't have none of that. So, what would you consider a couple of the big differences between playing the travel ball that you've played versus playing at the varsity level?
I think with the travel ball, it's just you get to meet a bunch of new kids from all over schools. Um, you get to play against people from schools that you could never hear of, but they have one of the best players on anywhere. But I think it kind of translates because playing against people that you've never played against really helps with just helping all around being able to go against competition that you played over 4 years, 3 years, how many years you played against a varsity team. So I think it really just translates together, honestly.
Before I get you back over to Mark, I got to ask you. I heard Rob say that your mom and dad push you. So I got to ask you, which one pushes you the hardest?
My mom, my mom probably is gonna freak out about this one, but my dad definitely pushes me the hardest.
Well, I'm gonna say this too because my wife's in another room right now with the kids. I push my kids the hardest too at the sports that they play. She might say she does, but she knows it's me.
Braxton, there's no way that he would say that in front of her.
Well, Lord, no, I get a black eye if I sit in front of her. So,
That's the reason why he let it know that she's in the other room. So, yeah.
but go ahead, Mark.
Edward, we got another comment on there. I'll say you've started something now.
Well, I'm sure my wife says that about me all the time too. So it says sometimes she wants to choke your dad.
Yeah, now see. And now
He
you start.
gets riled sometimes.
Okay, but she also thanked Robert Daniels also. Help me with this name and tell me if is it Cassidy
It's
or
chastity.
Chastity? Okay, that's what I was thinking. I just wanted to make for sure that Chastity.
Yep.
Okay, but now well, we're gonna give Chastity a little credit. We reached out to her for a bunch of pictures, and she was Johnny on the spot with us, and she said you can use any of hers. So and you don't get a lot of that, so that speaks volumes on for her that she's not in it for the money, she's not in it for that, she's in it for promoting the student athlete, and that's what we like to see, and go check her stuff out, go check her pages out. Go check it out. She takes some first class photos. That's a talent that I would never have. Edward's pretty good at them too, but now that's something I just wouldn't have. There's a talent to that, and Chastity, we've got to give you all the thanks in the world for all the help that you've given us, and I gladly put your stuff on their pages because when we see your stuff on their pages, it makes us look a whole lot more better because they're like, yeah, look at these pictures. Yeah. So, yeah,
Absolutely.
but again, thank you for all the help that you give us, and I can't wait to be able to keep working with you all down the road. But a big shout out to you. Uh, but Braxton, back to you know the stuff that you do, you know, all the travel and football, and are they any other sports that you do? Because you're clearly a very talented student athlete.
I've my whole high school career, middle school career, I've always done football. That's everything I've done. Because as soon as season in, I start preparing for my camps that I do over the off season. So start preparing for those. But I'm looking into actually trying out for our wrestling team. We got a new coach. He's actually helps out with our offensive line coach, and he's been talking to me about being on the wrestling team. So I'm thinking about trying it out too.
Well, right now, Braxton, I'll tell you, I volunteer Edward services if you need to practice, slinging some people around, headlocking people. I volunteer Edward services.
Thanks.
I think Ryan would make the better fit for that. First time he threw me around, I'd be flopping around like some fish over there, so I wouldn't be helping none.
In all honesty, can you imagine this? Your next match is against him, and you can come up to him like, no, 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 I'm beat. Well, nah. Like I wanna eat tomorrow. But Braxton, I do got I got to tell you something else too. I'm a little bit jealous of too. Yeah, I won't give Edward a hot head. You got a good little, got beard starting and all that stuff, and you're way younger than me. I still cannot grow a full beard. I could grow a goatee, but right here it just clumps.
Yeah, that's how mine is right now. It's a little patchy, but it's
I
starting to
know.
grow.
I see some coming up through there though.
Yeah, it's starting to
Wait,
grow
wait.
up a little bit better. So.
I'm jealous. I never could get that. Everybody's like, "Well, just keep shaving and it'll come back." And I've shaved my whole life and it's never came. And
I
then
was I
Edward.
was I was really hoping to get the genetics from my dad because he's got probably one of the best beards around.
So does he got like the Duck Dynasty special? Or does he got like the smooth trim one? Something like whatever does.
It's like his, but it hangs down about right there.
Yes, that's like the perfect beard or something.
Yeah, he takes
Well,
more.
see, I would do that too, but I got a wife that threatens to cut mine all the time when it starts to grow just a little bit. So
He
I,
keeps his pretty trimmed up. So
Actually, Edwards had a beard since kindergarten. I'll just go ahead and let that out.
I don't know if I've got to say that now, but
I cannot believe that Edward let you go by without asking you one of Ryan's all-time favorite questions. Edward,
I'll
I'll
save
give you.
that for you, Mark.
You gonna give it to me? Okay. In the Barville area, all three restaurants that they had, they're like Williamsburg where I live. Barville, Williamsburg, they got about 4 restaurants or so. In the Barville area, what is your most favorite place to eat?
probably our Los Primos Mexican restaurant. It's it's really good.
I figured it'd be Mexican. It's always normally Mexican. Can I tell you a Mexican story here? I don't know if you've heard it on here yet.
Uh,
Edward here is a Taco Bell freak. Taco Bell freak. That's the only thing he ever wants to eat. He'd eat Taco Bell breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and will not eat Mexican.
I personally don't really care for Taco Bell as much as my mom really likes it, but I don't really care for it.
Well, there's a couple things behind that. One, I am like a very, very super picky eater. There's only probably like 6 things I even eat. 2, I can't read nothing on the menu to be able to say I don't want this in there.
Braxton, would you tell him in a Mexican restaurant you can only get 3 things? You get a burrito, a taco, and some kind of nacho. They just reworded it. Some nacho supreme deluxe, or
Yeah,
a burrito supreme deluxe, or a
Hey,
El
Mike, but I want to
Guapo.
know I want to know what that Supreme is that's coming with the hot dog.
But yeah, you've been a great interview. Love your personality. You got a good head on your shoulders. I can tell that by talking to you right here. And uh, not only just a great student athlete, you're a really good guy too. I can tell that. And I've heard nothing but love for you since we've been talking about bringing you on. And just I know you're all about team. And anybody that knows you knows you're all about team. You're a very humble guy. But on your level, just personally, what can you do to improve your game?
What I need to improve my game is being I got to work on mostly my run game blocking. I've got pretty decent at pass blocking, but I'm always looking for room for improvement, no matter what the situation is. Like this year, I'm playing both ways, so I'm trying to improve defensive skill wise. So it's I always, like I said, I always look for room for improvement. You can never be too good or too bad. You just got to keep working for what you want.
Are they ever a game, and you don't have to call somebody out in particular or anything, yeah, and you don't even really have to answer this, but are they ever a game that you've been in that you just know that the guy, maybe the person lining up against you, knows tackle or something like that, that you know that you got him? It's like, oh, he's going to have a rough night because I'm going to be putting him down quite a bit. They,
Well, I don't really look at anyone like that because I always respect my competition.
mm,
Because no matter how hard the game is, if we're winning, losing, I know that they're going to come out wanting to beat me. So
yeah,
I look as the kid I'm going against is my enemy on that field. So I got to do everything I can to beat him. But I never look down on someone saying that they're easy or nothing because I always got respect for everyone I play against.
absolutely great answer, great answer. See that's what I was leading to. When I push Edward around, he gets mad at me and stuff like that. He can't handle it. I tell him all the time, Braxton, I'm bigger, stronger, faster. And he has a hard time dealing with it. Him and Coach Daniels goes around saying that they're VIPs of the world, but they can't handle the hook shot or the granny shot that I put on them.
You ain't been able to push me around since I was 3.
But I'm sure that Edward's got some things he's got to show you. But a great interview, Braxton, and anything we could do to help promote you or whatever, come to us and keep in touch with us. And when it comes time for you making that college decision, let us know. Maybe we can get to you and take some pictures of you because whoever's going to be getting you is going to get a fine individual for sure.
Thank you, sir. I very much appreciate it.
Absolutely. So, Braxton, I got one more question for you before I show you a few things we put together for you.
All right.
So, through your time playing football, it can be in the backyard, passing the football around, one of your travel games, a varsity game, anything. But what would you consider your favorite all-time memory?
I think my favorite all-time memory is actually when I first started football. We had a store down in our town that was signing for Little League, and me and my dad walked in, and then I've always been a little bit bigger than most kids, especially when I was younger. And the guy was like, he's got to play Little League for us. So we signed up, and my first practice was probably one of my favorite memories because it it was fun. So
Absolutely. So, Braxton, we do normally put together a couple graphics for each student athlete that comes on our show, and this is our way of saying thank you for taking your time. And I will get these sent over. That way, you all be able to have them. Plus, they'll be posted on every one of our social media sites. And you might know the individual that took these photos. And so I have to give her photo credit for them. But got to ask you for one huge favor. out of the two I'm going to show you, tell me which one of the two you like the most.
Uh, the first one, definitely. The first one looks real good.
OG graphic, Mark. The OG graphic.
I thought the lightning was going to strike there. I thought it was going to strike.
Yeah, I
But
like the first one.
But you
Braxton
you got
too.
like Braxton. He's got 80s written all over him. He's got the mullet. you know, I would definitely, if me and Braxton went to school together, I would definitely be his like bestest of friend because I'm like, you first, there, buddy. Yeah. That mess with
Yeah.
me now. I'll be like people around. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah.
Well, I don't know what kind of friend that would be, Mark, but yeah.
Well, in my school at the time, I needed a Braxton. With the 50,000 students. He like cleared the halls for me so I get on class on time. Yeah,
I'll worry about you
I
sometime.
know.
But Braxton, I do personally want to thank you for taking your time to come on, and from everything I've seen from you, the stats I've got to look up, from what you just tell me about travel ball, you're killing it. Your team's killing it. Just keep doing what you're doing, and any type of milestones or anything you hit, please feel free to reach out to me. Let me know. That way I can try to put you together a couple graphics. That way we can promote you to the best of our abilities.
I very much appreciate that, sir.
Mark, got anything for Braxton before we
Just
let him
keep
go?
on, just keep on keeping on. You're on track on doing something very special, and just keep on keeping on. You got the attitude, the right mind frame. You're beyond your years. Just keep on keeping on.
Thank you.
But Braxton, we do appreciate you.
All right, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's a good interview, and he's got a really good attitude too. You can tell that. Really good attitude. Me at that age, nah. You wouldn't have interviewed me at that age. But
I
now,
don't want to interview you now.
not only a great attitude, but just boom, 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 answer, answer, answer. And we only like kept him on for 40 minutes or something like that, and just boom, 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 like nothing. He just like chill. But if you watch him play, he's chill. You know, like he takes care of his business on the field. But off the field, you can see that he's got sort of like that gentle giant in him to a point. But when he's on that field, though, it's time to go to work, and you can see that too. And he's got a very special future lined up.
Absolutely, buddy. You ready for our next guest?
Absolutely.
So, Kennedy, first off, I want to thank you for taking your time to come on.
Thank you for inviting me.
So, I got to ask you, I didn't get to make it to the last meet because work kind of held me over. But I got to ask you, how did the last meet go for you and your team?
It didn't go so well for me. It was my first time running varsity, and I wasn't used to running with kids that fast. So it was a big difference than running middle school. But Zaper and all them, they did pretty good.
So, was it at the same place that was ran at before, or did you all have to go somewhere else?
Yeah, it was at Williamsburg, but it was better because last time we went, it was pretty muddy and raining. But it was dry this time, so it was better than last time.
So you didn't like running and playing in the mud?
No.
But Mark, the floor is yours.
Candy, before I start asking you questions, I'm jealous again. We had Braxton come in here with the mullet. Now here you come with the great hair too, and look at me. I mean, my hair is gone, no help for it, and we interview all these people with great hair. Like
Thank you.
even Edward. Look at Edward over here. It's like
I got a
his
little,
hair.
not a whole lot, but
Nah, but thank you for coming on. Thank you for giving us your time. And I know Edward goes out and covers a lot of your events and stuff like that. And of course, running, you have to be in tip top shape to do what you do. So,
Looks like
what you
Z gave
do?
you a comment there, Kennedy.
Yeah, I see that.
So what do you do to keep your body tip top shape?
Just practicing. Yeah, it's really about it.
uh, Being a student athlete and stuff, and I know that you got this thing called school also, but how hard is it for you to juggle just being an everyday student and doing the stuff you do outside from school?
Sometimes it can be pretty hard, but I got my report card today and I got all A's, so I guess you could say I'm a pretty good person at juggling all that.
Well, I was an A student. I don't think Edward ever saw A in his life. I think uh, he would come home shouting the victory if he had a D on that report card. Yeah, I actually thought I saw him do a cartwheel once over a C.
Mark, I think you got me and you confused.
Well, I would tell you my GPA, you would laugh at me, but yeah.
It was a negative 2.3.
Well, I got below an F once. I forgot what it was, but I asked the teacher what it was, and it's like it was insufficient. It was like lower than what an F could be. I
Mark, I
think I
don't
might
think
be.
it'd been something I would have admitted.
Well, I did make. I actually did make the grade back up to pass the class because I wrote a bunch of essays. I had to put a lot of work into it though, like
See what I
Edward
got to
there.
deal with. This is what I got to deal with all the time.
Uh, Candy, I can't help from not seeing the softball shirt here, so I'm going to have to ask you: are there any other sports that you do?
Yes, I wrestle for Bell, I play softball, and I cheer.
I should have asked you what you don't do. That might have been an easier question.
Probably.
It sounds
So,
like every sport, all sports.
so,
Something like that, yeah, pretty
so,
much.
so you cheer, wrestle, cross country, and softball, right?
Yes.
Wow. Are they one that you lean heavier on or like more than the other, or do you just like them
Um,
all the same?
Probably wrestling. I really enjoyed it last year, but I didn't get to go to many tournaments where I had cheer. But hopefully it'll be different this year.
So you like get people in the headlocks and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So uh, and you have wrestled and stuff like that. So are they anybody in particular you like wrestling against, or any location you like wrestling better than the other?
Last year I only got to go to one tournament and I wrestled two boys and it was my first time. So it was I don't know. It was a one experience.
So you
I
beat
have
either
to
one
ask
of them?
you, did you, during the course of the match, did you ever think about like giving one of them like a DDT, a suplex, or anything like that?
If I could, I would have.
How? I mean, I know that we brought you on. I've got way off the sport now. I don't know why I keep asking you.
Yeah, Mark.
I know, but as a wrestler, and I've asked other wrestlers this, and I know you said that was your first one. How hard is it to maintain your composure and not just slowly start getting a little mad?
It is hard, yeah.
So, how tempting is it, like if you get somebody down, just like try to poke them in the eye or something like that?
Oh, I wish we could use our fists because I could do it.
I didn't hit
Nah.
him. I didn't hit him. But back to cross country and stuff like that. And, have you ever seen Edward out there taking pictures and you just want to, like on a wet day, just want to like kick up real hard and kick some mud on them?
Oh no.
Normally, I try to stay behind something where they can't kick the mud at me.
Have you ever thought about doing it, or maybe making up a mud ball to them or something and throw it on 'em?
No.
Well, if you do it, I'll take a picture of it. We'll put it on like all of our pages and get splat with a mud ball or something.
Okay.
Well,
Uh,
if you look at some of the photos I took, I think it was the Harlan County meet. They actually kind of forced me to get in a photo, and I looked like a wet dog because Hunter lifted the top up of the tent and soaked me.
There was water everywhere inside of the tent.
Yes.
so and you don't have to call any certain person out individually. I mean, I wouldn't want you to do that here, but you know, during your running career, what might be one of the most funniest things or craziest things that you've seen while running? I mean, it could
Okay.
be just somebody trying to do some cheating or tripping or just something randomly funny that happened.
Okay, it was our meet, I think, in Jonesville. Colton Lloyd was trying to push me and Zapro out of the way while running, and he fell right in front of us. It was so funny.
Ever was that still in one of your? I don't know if that's technically still in one of your questions. I was like one of the funniest things. That's not the best. That category is the best memory, is it?
I'll let that one slide. I'll let
Okay,
it slide this time.
but would the funniest moment be still the best memory?
Well, no, that'd just be something that you ha ha about.
Okay, so Ever can still technically ask you your best memory, because if I
Yeah.
steal Ever's question after the show, he's gonna holler at me. It's gonna get a little rated R, a little heated, and then he's gonna hurt my feelings and all that stuff. And then he's gonna eat two more hash browns in front of me and not even offer them to me. It's the way he does. But Kennedy, it looks like you're all really close on your track and field team. These are really close. So if I am I guessing right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna let Edward take over some questions. I might just ask you some hard hit questions, but
Okay.
you have to be really prepared. You have to don't do like Edward. Edward here. Oh, wait. Before Edward starts, so you don't have to play the whole 30 seconds, but would you play your introduction music for Kenny? And Kenny, give us your honest thoughts on this. Because every time I hear this music, I think of Edward running through a field of flowers with a little cane pole, sunny, maybe a little dog by his side, and picking the flower. It really messes with my head. So see if it messes with your head like that at some point.
Okay.
That's just the music StreamYard gave me for my countdown.
It's, See, it's taking a while for Kenny to come up with something here. So,
Yeah.
so what's your true thoughts? We can be truthful in here.
Um.
Are you seeing Edward running through the field of flowers now?
Maybe. Yeah.
Well, I was going to run with Nate and Z up that hill up
Don't
there next to the
don't
fitness
get the
trail, but
image of
they'd have
don't
to
get
pack me
the
back
image of
down there.
Edward Nate and all them running through the field of flowers. It gets really, yeah, it gets really up there. Yeah, but Kenny, does Edward need to change the music?
I maybe. Yeah.
Well, the only thing is, I would But anything I upload, StreamYard's going to copyright it from me, so I don't think I can do
Well, you do wrestle. Do you watch wrestling? Are you a wrestling fan, like WWE or anything?
So I do watch like the big events with my cousins because like they're like really obsessed with wrestling.
Yeah.
They wrestle too. Um, but we usually get together and we'll watch like WrestleMania and like the other big events.
So do you remember who Triple H was?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I was trying to tell Edward what he needs to do. You need to come in here playing Triple H's music, his intro, drink the water, spit it out. Let's go, people, showtime. Something. Wouldn't that be a good introduction?
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
water going everywhere, short down his computer.
that. And leave you doing the show by yourself.
Edward.
But so, Kennedy, I have got to cover y'all quite a bit this season. So I am going to have to ask you, what has been your favorite course you ran this season?
My favorite course was probably Harlan County.
So, what made Harlan County your favorite course to run?
I don't know, I feel like it was like it seemed easier, even though it was still 2 miles. It just seemed easier to me, and I just really enjoyed that one. I don't know.
Did you have to take the two hills that they have up there?
Yeah,
So, what did you think about Little Bear and Big Bertha?
I thought they were gonna be harder than they were, but all that hill work we've done at practice really does pay off. When I was running up the hill, it was pretty easy. I got up there fast.
So, which one would be your least favorite course?
Williamsburg.
The pre muddy one or the dry one, or both?
The muddy one, yeah.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, while I was up there during the muddy race, I did see a couple people carrying their shoes coming that was still running. So,
People were sliding in the mud and everything.
and there's a funny story about Z on that one that he told me too, which I'm sure he probably told you about, where he kind of slid into like one of the little barriers or something while running.
Uh, I don't remember if he told me.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing for Z to sit down and y'all have like a water at the next practice, and he can tell you all about his slip and slide.
Okay, I'll ask him about it.
So, you said that this race was your first time racing up to the varsity level. So, what did you think how much of a difference did you think it was?
Just like the girls being faster, I guess, and the course being longer was a big difference because it's a whole another mile added onto it, and I wasn't used to running that. Yeah, probably just the mile being added on, and then the girls being faster than the middle schoolers.
So, are you going to be racing up also in I think it's the one where you got to go to Morgan County? I think it's the region or district or something.
Yes, but I'm gonna hopefully prepare myself for that. I practice tomorrow, and I'm gonna practice this weekend and the next week. So hopefully it'll help me a lot.
And that's 24, 5th, 6th,
25th.
something like that.
It's about 3 hours away.
Yeah, it's a pretty hefty drive. So, every one of the student athletes I've brought on, I don't think I've had a single one of them tell me that they liked the Jonesville race the most. But you had a big slide right there, so how could you not like that course?
I don't know. I feel like just running around the corn maze. It was really confusing on which way to go and all that. But I don't think I went down the slide. But the little bouncy thing and the swings and the animals and all that, I liked that. I enjoyed that.
So, during your course of running. I know you didn't like the muddy course, but as far as that, did you like the ones where it's like blistering sun, where the blistering sun's out? Did you like it when it was a little bit more raining to keep you cool? Which one do you like the best?
Probably raining because the colder races, like the cold one we had yesterday, it really does like affect your breathing, and then like the hot ones affects your breathing too. So I feel like the raining courses were probably better, even though there was mud.
So, I am going to have to say, I got to give y'all mad props for the running up and down that hill up there at Lane Camp, because just me running back and forth, just up and down to try to be able to get pictures, I felt like I ran a marathon. So I could just imagine running the whole course. So I got to give y'all some big props on that one. But, so I got to ask you, during your time running, what has been probably your favorite memory about running?
Probably the bus rides because they're pretty chaotic, but I enjoy like spending time with my teammates and all that. Um, or probably running with the elementary kids and keeping them going and hyping them up. That was pretty fun too.
So, that's you play multiple sports. So this is the question I got to ask you. And I cover basically every sport that there is. You don't see like what you see at cross country meets. Looks like no matter if it's the fans, the other athletes, they're always cheering everybody on, no matter what position you are, what school you're from, who you're running against. It's just like everybody's happy to see everybody do good. So, I mean, does it feel like that to you too?
Yes, that's something I was talking to my teammates about. Like, I really like how it doesn't matter where you play, it's like what school you're from, like you said. Like, everybody gets congratulated and cheered on and all that.
So, that's probably one of my most favorite things about cross country is, it just seems like everybody's just happy to see everybody
Yeah.
just get out there and give their all. So, I mean, that's amazing to me. But
Mhm.
Mark, before I show her a few things.
Okay, for some odd reason, I was thinking of American Ninja and cross country. Would you think it was? Would you like cross country more better if they'd like put like into running down these courses and then you had to swing across a rope over a water and then jump through a circle and then swim through a little bit of water and then make it more like I don't know all these little obstacles.
It would probably make it more complicated, but I feel like that would make it funner too. Like, I feel like that would get me going. Like, that would make me want to go.
Well, see, that's what I was thinking. They need to put some swings in there and have 'em jumping through like a fiery
Well,
circle or something like that.
well, I don't know about the fiery circle part,
Okay, we'll get rid of the
but
fiery circle because it's a school
just a
event.
circle, just a
Maybe,
circle with like
maybe
maybe
throw a couple
water.
alligators in the water. They have to jump over top.
You have to get
No, we'll
rid of
get
the
rid of the
alligators,
alligator.
Mark.
We'll get rid of the alligator. We'll put
So,
some fish in there though.
you
A
know
couple
what?
bluegills.
See, that just opens up right there, Mark. Why don't we find a location? We host our own cross country meet and make them have to use little stuff like that.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
First of
Uh,
its kind.
yeah.
They can call it extreme cross country.
Yeah, when we say extremes, it's like a no holds barred thing. I mean, you can't bring a baseball bat or anything like that, but yeah, it's
We ain't
more of a
gonna, they can't be body slamming each other. We can't be having everybody coming out in stretchers.
yeah. And then the winner will take on me. I'll be on the 4-wheeler, and then that would be the grand prize.
No, that's cheating. You have to be on foot one.
Oh, oh, oh. Okay, Kitty. I think that you could do this. They know I've been known over the years to hit people with the hard hit questions. So some of these questions hit pretty hard. So are you ready for them?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Now this is just your teammates only. Your long, your cross country teammates only. No teachers, no coaches, parents, or anything. They're all in a van or a bus. I don't know how many's on your actual team, but maybe we were two
About
vans.
30, about 30 or so.
Okay, we're going to say a small bus. Okay, yeah, they're all on the bus together. The bus tears up. Who's going to get out there and fix that bus?
See, that is a hard question. I feel like I can see Jackson getting out there and fixing it.
So he'd be like Action Jackson out there. Give me the screwdriver, socket. I'll
Yeah,
fix it.
I feel like I can see Jackson doing something like that.
Well, you see, if the car tears up on between me and Edward and Ryan, he's putting me out there fixing it. Edward be saying, "I'm not getting wet. No, I can't get wet. I got to do the interviews." He'd have me up and under it, everything. I'd get greasy and everything else, and then he'd gripe at me for having grease all over me. That's how Edward works and how he rolls. So
And
okay.
he's full of it because he wouldn't get out if it's raining.
Okay, now part two of that question. Jackson gets out there in the pouring rain. Jackson does all the work. Everybody else stays dry. And all of a sudden, the bus runs out of gas. Who's going to pay for the gas?
Nathan. Nathan be having money.
So Nathan got the row of money.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, see that's Edward again. No, every time he needs fuel, man Rod's pumping the fuel, paying for the fuel. Then about 30 minutes later, he stopped at McDonald's. He's buying about 4 hash browns and putting it on the sausage biscuit.
Oh, sorry.
And he won't even buy us a hash brown. I'm like, we just spent all our money on gas. I don't care. Just sits there and eats some hash browns right in front of us. And then he'll actually throw the bag in her lap after he gets done.
Well, I mean, I gotta do something with my garbage.
See, he's admitting up to it. He is admitting up to it. See how Edward treats us? He makes some big money around here, and he won't even buy his old broken down brother a hash brown. Not even one hash brown. Kenny, do you put 4 hash browns on your sausage biscuit?
No.
One.
You said 2 a minute ago. Now you're saying 1.
Well, you gotta have 2. You gotta have 1 to eat, 1 to go on your sausage biscuit.
Do you even do that, Kenny? Kenny, will you tell Edward it's a sausage biscuit for a reason?
Yeah, it's a sausage biscuit for a reason.
Well, see, I
Or they would call
turn
it
it
sausage
to
hash brown biscuit.
yeah. See, I turn it to a. I don't know how to splice both words together and make it actually be able to pronounce it right. So we're just gonna leave it at that.
Okay, you failed together. This is the last question, Kenny. You did perfect. I know these are hard hitting and very excruciating. I guess if I said that right, something like that. But the last question. They're wore out. You go to a teammate's house. You can't do the whole delivery or the DoorDash or anything like that. Who's cooking dinner?
um, I feel like probably me or Jesselyn.
So why are you going to fix everybody?
Whatever's available.
They said they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. Well, Kenny, you survived the hard hit questions. If you can survive that, rest of life is just a breeze. I ever got about 1/3 through him once, and he started shaking, and we had to quit with him. He started falling apart. But you hung in there. You're a warrior. You're a fighter. You didn't quit. Kenny, you need to tell Edward quit being a quitter.
Quit being a quitter.
Yeah, quit being a quitter. And for all
Well,
the
I don't
viewers
think I've
tonight,
quit
please
nothing.
help me. Help Edward. Help me help you.
No,
Oh.
no, just no.
But Kenny, thank you for your time. You've been a great interview, and you get it. We've had a lot of laughs, and At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. You got
Thank
enough in
you.
your life. You got enough in your life to deal with for having two old guys. That let break this stuff down for us. Yeah, you ain't gonna want to deal with that. But
See, I got to know the breakdown now, step by step, Mark,
well,
of
you
how
had
to
a
of how to
breakdown that
keep of how to keep the hair that way I don't turn out like you.
I had hair before I start listening to that music introduction stuff.
You
See, even
lost that
even
hair
Kenny
long before that.
after Kenny listened to that music, it did actually take her a second or two. Like she was just trying to figure out the nicest right words to say there, but I know what she was thinking. Like
Well, I think the same thing, but I go with something I ain't getting copyrighted with, Mark.
Kenny wasn't thinking about Edward running through a field of flowers and stuff like that, did you? With the little cane pole. And did that thought come in your head at all, or?
Not until you said anything.
You're the one that puts that thought in everybody's head, Mark. I
I
had
want to be
more
able,
of
I
like,
want to be able to sleep tonight because I think that you're going to pick a flower. Yeah, leave the flowers alone. We don't do no
well,
sunflowers in this dream here. No sunflowers. No
first
sunflowers.
off, you don't have to worry about me picking flowers. The only thing you're going to see me do is mowing over flowers.
Whatever.
But Candy, I got one more question for you before I show you a couple things we put together for you.
Okay.
So, through your time running cross country, I got to ask you what has been your favorite aspect about it?
Probably like I don't know. I really enjoyed spending time with my teammates, but also like I don't know. I don't know. Mm, I guess just running. I never thought I'd like see myself running, and now I'm doing it. It's like I really enjoy it. I don't know. I guess that's about it.
So, the running and the team bond.
Yeah.
You forgot the ultimate question.
Well, Mark, you failed me because you didn't ask. I left them for you tonight, but so I got one more, Ken, because Mark failed me like normal. That whatever below the F grade he got, but
Incomplete. Incomplete.
yeah, yeah. So you incompleted your questions, but in the Bell County area, what would you consider your favorite place to eat at?
Talk about.
Ah,
Huh?
you paid her off. You paid her. He paid you off, didn't he?
I
Oh,
love. I love
he-
Taco Bell.
Uh huh. Uh huh. See. So
so why are you
now,
eating the Taco Bell?
Grilled cheese burrito or the Doritos tacos.
oh, now you can't go wrong with the Dorito tacos.
Kenny, I gotta ask you, have you flashed back into any of the '80s menu stuff that they're doing at Taco Bell's now?
No, I've not tried any of it.
Well, I strongly would like you to try it. I'll put it in all my recommendations. It's called the chili cheese burrito.
I heard of that. I do want to try that.
It's really good. I used to eat them all the time back in the day. That's about the only time I would eat at Taco Bell. The only difference now between then, you get like a chili cheese burrito about yay thick. It go all over the place after one bite. They get a chili cheese burrito about like that, much higher. So it's more like burrito now than it is the chili cheese, but it's still good.
I'll try it.
Recommend it.
Okay.
See, I thought of the words. I couldn't think of the word before. Recommend the chili cheese burrito.
Spokesperson.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay. So we do tend to put together a couple graphics for each student athlete that comes on our show, and this is our way of saying thank you for taking your time. And I'm going to have to ask for two huge favors. One, don't kill me next time you see me. Two, Tell me
Well,
which one two you like the most.
well.
Okay.
Let me ask you. I haven't even looked at these yet, but is it similar to the graphics from last week?
No, not that. I
Oh,
actually
okay.
did put a little bit more detail into this one.
He might have actually made the greatest graphic I've ever seen in my life. I still can't think of that guy's name, but he used to be one
Hunter,
of my yeah, might be one of the greatest. He was like I loved watching him in the '80s. Looked just like him. Looked just like him. With the hair, can't go wrong with that hair.
but out of the two, tell me which one of the two you like the most.
Okay, I'm scared. Some of them pictures are off guard of me.
I actually had to throw the one in a few flexes. I mean, it was
They got some guns going on there. Got some guns.
um, the first one.
they marked twice tonight. The OG graphic.
Candy is totally paid off. She's gonna collect her check here after the show. But don't ever to say he'll pay you, but he won't. I'm telling you. See, I'd have paid you. My money's good. Edward, nah, I don't know.
Mark, you first got to get to a cross country meet to be able to pay him.
So you just let the cow in the bag.
Huh?
Kenny, do you
But
drink coffee?
I hate it.
No.
It's nasty.
So no coffee or anything.
No.
Oh.
but Kennedy, I do want to thank you for taking your time coming on. And from everything that I got to see this season, I have to say you're killing it. Your team's killing it, and looking forward to making that long journey up to Morgan County to get to cover you one more time again this season. And I just want to wish you best of luck up there. And again, thank you for taking your time. But Mark, you got anything before we let?
Great personality. That's all that matters. As long as you got that, you're light years ahead of me at your age. Just keep on keeping on. Just basically whatever was saying. Uh, you've got a good head on your shoulders. Everything is going to fall into place with you just perfectly. Just stay that course. I guess that's a good cross country term there. Stay the course. Just stay it. And keep doing what you're doing, and good things will happen.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, we only kept her on for about 40 minutes, too. It's already about midnight. It's
Yeah.
already time
Well.
for me to go to work.
All right. Well, so we're going to do a couple things and we're going to close off. We're going to do a quick rundown of the top 5 must see. But before then, I have several milestones that I had the privilege of being able to create graphics for. And we're going to do a little bit of a rundown on them real quick, Mark. So you have Wes Carter's Aaliyah Patton that had reached her 1,000 digs. You got Wes Carter's Mallory Hicks that hit her 1,000th kill. Wes Carter's Rihanna Brown that hit her 1,000 assist. And then you've got Ryan Grigsby from Scott that has set the all-time school record in assists with 2,895 and counting, which is more now than what it was at that point in time. You also have Scott's Ryan Grigsby that hit her 3,000th assist. Then you have Mylan Miner that hit 1,442 and counting, which is also the all-time school record in digs. Now you also have Scott's Mylan Miner that hit her 2,000th kill. And this is just a personal, I get thoughts from a new graphic that I took time to create today, Mark. And it was for Scott's Mylan Miner for her 2,000th kill.
I like that. That's pretty cool. That's
Well,
pretty cool.
Any thoughts over that before we do a quick rundown?
Uh, love it when these schools reach out to us, and because that's what we're supposed to be here for. We're supposed to help promote these student athletes the best way we can. And folks, in today's society, that's what it takes. It's social networking, everything is social networking, and the more that you get your product put out there, the better your chances. And when I see that, it makes me happy knowing that maybe we're helping a little bit, and that's all that matters.
Absolutely. And for everybody that's watching the show and everybody that's going to be watching this show, please feel free if any student athlete hits a milestone. It may take me a minute to get the graphic created, but that's because I'm trying to put a little bit of heart and dedication into that graphic to promote them. So please feel free to reach out to me at any time for any type of milestone or just something you think they should be promoted for.
And all of our stuff is always free and shareable. There's never no calls. There's never no buy these, whatever. All of our stuff is free and shareable. Uh, don't want to make no money off of it, and because I think it just takes the whole. Uh, do we want to promote student athletes, or do we just want to make a quick buck? And trust me, I'm like anybody else. I like the money, but I would much rather do my part about promoting the student athletes than trying to make money off of it.
And also, I've had a few people say that they've had issues being able to share off our volleyball page, and which I'm working on trying to get that fixed. But
That But
it's where
if you can't share off her volleyball page, you can always go to her personal pages and share off of them. A lot of times on our pages that we have, like our volleyball page, football page, they were invite only and they're sort of private. And I don't think that there's any way of having them shareable off her pages. But you can go to our personal pages, you can go to our websites, which is currently we're having some technical issues with it right now, but we'll get it back up and running. That's how you can share them. Or most of the time, Edward, I believe, sends them back to you anyway.
I do, and if it's something that somebody else is wanting, you can feel free to have them send me a message. I'll send it to them with too. I mean, it's I'm here to help promote the student athlete. But Mark, we're going to do a quick rundown of the top five must see. So this is the boys soccer top five must see. You have Rizzo Sama from Whitley County with 62 goals. You have Denver Stanley from Prestonsburg with 12 game shutout. Connor Taylor from Knott County Central with 372 saves. Jonathan from Butler County with 34 goals. Bryson Mahan with 30 assists.
Don't know if like Princessburg, Dot Central, Butler, their season still go. Whitley's ended in one of the one of the best soccer matches I've seen in a long time. North of Whitley, and both teams come off that winners. There was no losers that left that field that day. It went to extra time. Both teams went at it hard. Like again, it was probably one of the best soccer games I've ever seen.
Absolutely. Now moving over to the girls' side of soccer, you got Savannah from Bullitt Central with 60. I think it's 61 goals. I'm trying to actually pull it up real quick on my phone so I can tell you, Mark. So I don't lie to you. At 67 goals. Then you got Allie from Owensboro Catholic with 44 goals. Jerica from Whitley County with 23 goals. Jessica from Pulaski County with 11 game shutouts. And Shalala Jones from Southwestern with 25 assists.
Well, you know more about these. You know, you're more the worldwide than I am, but I've seen Jerica play firsthand on a couple occasions, and just being a freshman, again, I say it all the time, sky's the limit. The future's bright for that kid.
Absolutely. And now moving over to the football side, you've got Maddox Vaughn from Taylor County with 82 tackles and 2 tackles for a loss. Landon Robbins, which if I ain't mistaken, he's still leading the state at number 1 with most rushing yards, which is 1,468 rushing yards. You got Hunter Fuson from Bell County with 77 tackles and 12 tackles for a loss. Stone Crow from Paducah Tillman, which is number 1 in the state also, with 2,062 passing yards, and Deacon Parton from Middlesboro with 19 passing touchdowns and 3 rushing touchdowns, a total of 22 overall touchdowns, Mark.
Millsboro's got a gigantic matchup against Williamsburg, and I'm not saying that hammers down the district because they still games that's got to be played, but monster matchup between them two schools. And I think I saw somewhere where Williamsburg's quarterback is like number 2 in the state or something like that. And should be a great contest, but just all these players are just super athletes.
Absolutely. And now moving to the volleyball side, now not every stat had been uploaded yet. There was some teams that still like 3 games, some teams that had 4 games, so these stats could change in the morning. You have Ryan Grigsby from Scott with 726 assists, 196 digs. Brianna Brown from West Carter with 88 service aces, Mark. Mylan Miner from Scott with 433 kills and 207 digs. Julian from Assumption with 826, or Juliana from Assumption with 826 assists. And Kylie Hoyska from Harlan County with 309 kills and 50 blocks, Mark.
League District starts Monday for a lot of teams, so we're getting to that point in time, and you see the Assumptions and you see the Scots, and there's a lot of good teams across the state, and they're a big reason why. And I'm interested to see how this 13th region starts shaping up because you've got again. Of course, you had Whitley and Corbin, really, really good teams, and Harlan County, but this late run that Bell County's made, it's going to be really, really interesting just how a lot of this stuff works out. But when when you look at the state, you look at these kids right here, they're big reasons why their schools are so good.
Absolutely. So, Mark, you got any final thoughts before we close off?
No, not really. A good guest, like always. You always line us up with good guests on this show. I always have a fun time with it, and I love it too when we can get these student athletes on here laughing with us because that's what it's all about.
Absolutely. I'm going to make it kind of short and sweet and to the point. You ain't got nothing to do, nothing planned. Please go out and cover these student athletes. They'd love to see you in their stands, cheering them on. That way you can see the same passion that we see that these kids put in, these young student athletes are putting in, no matter what sport it is. Please go out there and cover them. But from everybody here at the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media, I want to tell you good night and God bless.